Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Okay, today I don't want to say I woke up in a weird mood, but I'm like, I never draw little boys, or rarely draw little boys. So I'm like, today I'm going to draw a little boy, and I'm going to draw a little steampunk boy. And I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with him. I want to do like a full body type of thing, just to give myself some more practice. There we go. Let me bring him back up a little bit. Or I might just switch papers here, but no excuse. I need to work on my anatomy. See, this is where his feet will be. This will be as high as where his head would be. So, just to make sure I stay within my boundaries, I'm going to do like a little stick figure. It's really light. Let me see how light this is. Oh yeah, that's wicked light. But if I do it too dark, it'll be harder to erase. So please bear with me. And I was trying to come up with an idea that, something I could use for a story. Characters I could populate, um, things like that. And I get really super finicky um, about some of the things that I do, and it's like, if it can't hold my attention, how the heck is it going to hold anybody else's? So I'm still working on it, because it's like sometimes as I'm drawing, a story kind of evolves, um, whether I realize it or not. We'll give him like these kind of pants here. They kind of have a ballooning out a little bit, and we'll give him some cute boots. Yeah, every now and then a story arises from like when I start to draw. It's like, why are they the way they are, type of thing. And maybe that might happen here. I'm gonna make him a little bit more cartoony. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Still waking up. Da, da, da. And so I kind of start off with like a rough skeleton, a little bit of a rough shape of what I kind of want to accomplish. And I'm imagining that this is a little boy. He's got this like steampunkish type thing. His hands are in his pockets and he's pulled his jacket out. But I think I'm going to have his jacket have like something cute on it, like little tails or something like that. Arrows. There we go. Maybe a different shape. I haven't decided yet. He's got like a very long crotch. He'll have a high waist. Let's see. I'll work on his face a little bit. So I want to try to give him like large expressive eyes. And one of the few things that I rarely see are kids in steampunk. I always see like the adults cosplaying in steampunk. And I wanted to kind of make like a little waif type of boy. We'll give him like some little wild hair. Give him big ears. Better to hear you with, my dear. And I think as he's pulling out his jacket, I think he should have like little steampunky type things in here. Like you always see what is it called? People selling things, and or a guy who's flashing. Like a salesman who's flashing, and he's got like, when he opens up his jacket, he's got like a lot of watches, we'll say like a lot of rings, and they're all just dangling. We'll even throw in some tools. So if he didn't steal it, maybe they're just his, this is where he keeps his tools. His treasures, basically. And some of the ones that he's willing to part with. And I think with this character, instead of him, you know, maybe being like a little thief, I think something like he salvages things. He remakes things. So, like in his world, you know, people may think he's poor. He's kind of like the Artful Dodger. You know, he's not a thief. He's got a good heart type of thing. He's not easily fooled. And maybe he grew up on, you know, maybe in the, not I want to say in the streets, but, you know, he spends a lot of time there. So maybe he did. Maybe he did have the streets kind of raise him up. Let's see, his eyes look like they're looking up, but I want them to kind of look at us. It's like, what? What do you want? What you want? So maybe that's how he makes his living, is he sells his like little wares on the street. Maybe he hears things. So, like, knowledge also can give you a little leg up. We'll give him like a little bit of cock to his eyebrow. Give him a bit of a forehead, make him a thinker. excuse me. Uh, I'll bring his eyebrow down just a little bit. And he's kind of like measuring you up as he's showing off his wares. Like you would know quality if you saw it. We'll bring this down a little bit more, give him a little bit more to his eyebrow. We'll give him a slightly flared nostrils. And we'll give him like some really kinky curly hair. He's a little wild boy. We'll give him like a little tie or scarf. Got his sleeves. Let's see, we'll give him a little indent for where his arms are kind of inside his sleeve or on the other side of his sleeve. Okay, let's see. Now, let me see if I can find a couple steampunk gentlemen. And then I'll try to like apply that to his outfit. Let's see. We'll put like a little watch here. And we'll say maybe he's come across some like magical type items. Kind of rare. That he may have fixed up himself. Let's see. Let's see, how about, give them a lot of belts. And then like on each belt, it should have like something on it. Give the belts different sizes. Like his pants really don't fit, so they're like in his boots. And I think even maybe his boots should like not fit that well too. Maybe they'd like maybe be a little bit bigger. We'll give him one of these type of high waists type of thing. Let's see. Big buttons. So he's like a very resourceful young man. And we'll give him some suspenders. Give a few more flaps here. Alrighty. Let's see. We'll make his pants even bigger. And if this is coming out this way, yeah, we'll let this be like little weights to help hold this stuff down. Let's see. We'll have like a little mask. Kind of maybe like a gas mask or something like that. We'll have that like right here. Let's see. Maybe a little gun. Let's see. We'll have different rings. Let's see. This will be another clock. Have another clock. Let's see. What else can a guy have? Let's see. I'm gonna just throw a little bit more detail onto this. Maybe a little, maybe a gear. We'll throw various gears like around here. Make them different sizes. We'll give them like platform boots. Just to give them a little bit of height. And we'll make them a little slightly oversized. And we could have like little socks because he's got to be able to fit into these boots. Okay, and I think I'll go ahead and ink this in so we can see it a lot better. La, 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 la. Where is my ink? Let's see, I think it's in my bag. Let's see. Now, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment field here, and I will see them. I will respond to them. Let's see. This is a brush. I'll hold that out for a sec. Yeah, these are the things I take with me like every day when I'm riding on the bus. Today I'm going to catch a ride to work, which is pretty cool. Okay, now this is a Prismacolor marker, but it's more like a pen. I'm going to raise this up a bit so I can see it a little bit better. Let's see, and I want to see if, there we go. And it's funny, this isn't the original idea that I wanted to draw, but, you know, like with me, inspiration comes and I just gotta go with it. We like, hey, yeah, you don't usually draw little boys. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Let me draw a little boy. Hey, yeah, Kim, you never drew a little boy as a steampunk character. I'm like, yeah, you're right, Kim. Yeah, and I talk to myself just like that. Yeah, Kim. Nah. Yeah, so like if you don't know what you want to draw, just think about some of the things that you like. If it's fairies, if it's, you know, like fantasy type stuff, if it's more realistic type stuff that you're interested in, cartoons, like pull out the cartoons that you like and just start drawing in either that style, or just let your pencil just like do what it wants to do, and then just kind of see where those lines take you. If you see like a picture that you like, see what it would look like if you combine it with a whole nother picture, and how that would turn out. Take about 3 or 4 different pictures and combine them together. Just of things that you like. And it'd be interesting because it's like it'll be something completely new. It's like you'll take things that exist or that you're seeing, and then when you combine them together, you know, it's something that nobody's seen before. And try using dissimilar images. Like say you've got land, you know, combine land and sea. You could come up with a flying octopus, you know, things like that. You know, just different elements. You can try merging things together like human and animal, or human and metal, and you can come up with something completely, maybe a totally different humanoid robot, cyborg, or something like that. We'll have this part be part of his. We'll have this be like part of his collar. This is one of my favorite pens. I use these markers, even though it's like a pen, on t-shirts when I draw t-shirts. It doesn't wash out and it lasts a long time. Let's see, so it'll make it easier for you to see what I'm working with here. And it doesn't hurt to draw something that you've never drawn before. I mean, yeah, it may not look decent the first time you draw it, but, it's something. And good morning to from Florida, to whomever is watching. I hope that my videos will give you guys some inspiration. I apologize that it's off like the beaten track of time for my regular folks that like to watch. But it's like, this is something that this is the only time I have during the week to do something fun like this. Otherwise, I'm pretty much like too exhausted after a long day's work. So this is kind of like my compromise. And what's kind of cool is that I have 3 kids. They're all adults now. One is 19, one's 22, and the other one is like 26. No, this is 2018. He's going to be 28 he's 28 this year. Just had a birthday. Shame on me. I was there. I know these things. Nah, but all of them draw in some way, shape, or form. My eldest, he had a sketchbook, but he doesn't draw as much as he used to. I don't think he's drawn at all in a long time. My daughter likes to paint, and she's really coming along. She sells her work. She's just been asked by a gallery to present her work, so hopefully she will be able to come up with some works that, you know, she can share with folk. And it's kind of like a dream of hers to have her own gallery and to become a teacher. So she's going to school for that. And my youngest, he's like in a job corps for plumbing. However, he draws every day. He draws anime characters. So maybe one day he'll have like a manga of his own, or he's actually putting together something, but it's not that good yet. He still has a way to go to really, you know, just get that eye. You know, to work on his perspective. You know, don't draw people so straight up and flat. You know, give them some shape. And I mean, he's come a long way. He went from like little itty bitty people about this size, you know, in his drawings, because I guess he didn't like people looking over his shoulder and seeing what he was doing. But now he's getting bigger. His pictures have grown in size, which is great because that means his confidence is growing as well. And I try to encourage him a lot. Buy him art supplies. Where I'm using Prismacolor markers, he's using these two. Yeah, but it's kind of cool to, you know, be the mom who draws and then your kids draw too. And it's kind of cool. So the habits that you create today may be picked up by your offspring tomorrow. just a thought. You know. But the cool thing is that they're young and their talent can grow as long as they don't give it up and as long as they allow themselves to grow. I only give artistic advice if they ask for it. You know, I let them make their own mistakes, make their own discoveries, and I'm pretty proud of them for this. You know, it's fun to have your own thing. Now, I found one of my son's art books in the trash, and I'm like, oh no you don't, Trigga, I'm gonna take this stuff. So I don't know how many of his characters are you know, existing, and they're just not like, you know, I'm just not aware of them, because I do watch some anime. But he's definitely grown a lot, and I salvaged it out of trash so that, you know, when he becomes rich and famous and can support his poor fat mother one day with his artwork. No, but you know, just I think it would be awesome for him to see his growth, you know, where he's come from. And I wish I still had a lot of my old art, but I don't. One of the things that was saved for me from one of my classmates back in high school, we had to do a children's book as like our final exam or something like that in my English class. Enjoyed that English class. But you know, it was one of those last minute things, and I left it at the school. Didn't know I could pick it up, but my classmate picked it up for me, and then years later I came across her, and I got to see my old artwork from like the 80s and 90s. I had like really bad pictures of like Tom Cruise and other people that were famous in the 90s, and I made it into and I just threw a bunch of pictures together and threw some words to it, and voila, I have a story that I could turn in, albeit a very bad one. But I basically made them into, I took each character or person that I drew and made them into a letter of the alphabet. Like a little girl named Webster was a goddess, and uh, she was messing around with her father's um, mortals or something like that, or and just being in a place where she shouldn't have been, and her thoughts became words or letters, and then when they got together, they would form words. So the vowels were the most important. They were risque. They got with all kinds of consonants. You know, and made words, just various words. And I drew them like all kinds, and I gave them all like a little history and backstory and stuff like that. Something I could turn in. Threw together, turned in. I think I got an A. Yeah, but English was always fun. My mom was a writer, so I would write stories. I don't know how much of it was just to get attention, but she helped me with a couple stories, and they just seemed to be really nice. Um, and she was going for what is it called? To be an editor. She would when I was younger, she would always go to college and take classes, journalism classes, just different media classes and things like that. And she took so many classes at the city college that she, uh, with a few more credits, she could, have a diploma. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know how that happened. But she had been going to school for so long. Some people just go to school to have fun, learn a little thing, a little something, something. But it was never her intention to get a degree. It was just classes were the thing to do. They were fun. Um, and so sometimes just doing something for fun, you never know where it can lead you. Okay, so I'm going to. I don't know if there was supposed to be a lesson in that, but it's just kind of cool how people evolve. Let's see, and we'll give this one a Phillips head. So I'm pretty much making screws out of his buttons. We'll make this one into a Phillips head, and we'll just make that one into a slot. There we go. And I want to give him some designs here. Let's see. How should this shirt open? I'm trying to think. Do I want it to come down? Yeah, we'll have it come straight down. And then we'll just give it some designs. We'll just alternate between up and down. Let me see, maybe we'll have let's see. But yeah, I highly encourage you to draw what you like. Um, if it's cars, draw cars. If you think your cars are getting stagnant, you can always change the theme of the car. There's so many different possibilities. You could even make humans out of the cars, and vehicles and things like that. Um, Different ways of racing. This is an ugly design. Let me see if I can. I want to vary the sizes here. So we have big, we have small, big and small. Let's see. But I do like the swirls. I'm a swirly kind of girl. Let's see. Let's see. Alrighty. Let's see. And so let's see if we can throw a little bit more onto him that looks more steampunkish. Let's see. We'll have that be a covered type of thing. And I want to put a design on it. We'll make a rose. Start in the middle. Oops, let me try again. Let's see. I'm just alternating between both the thick and the thin, the brush and the what is this, 0.005, because it's really small. Yeah, 0.005. And just keep in mind that when you do designs on a shirt and stuff, see if you can get it to go with the flow of the body and the fabric. If it's stiff, it's not going to move. So you can kind of get away with it being like in one spot like that. But if your body has uh, if there's folds in the clothing, you may want it to go with the folds of the clothing. And we'll just have this. kind of hold on to that, and this kind of hold on to that. Let's see. We'll give them like some pockets, and we'll have them bulging. And we'll have things coming out of the pockets. Alrighty. Let's see if we can give him a little bit more depth here in his hair. I'm just adding random curls. And that just makes the hair look a little bit thicker. Okay, so this is where we are so far. Let's see, we'll throw some straps to keep the mask in place. And I'm imagining these are like straps and stuff like that, and then we'll just kind of have it strapped in. Okay, let's see. Let's see, what else can I put on him? We'll put some sort of liner on the inside here, kind of to match his little shirt here. So just so that he's not like completely street urchin disgusting, you know, he's got a little side hustle here. And he spends money on his clothing, such as it is. Let's see. I'll just draw a little design here on his little scarf here. Because it's kind of like folded in on itself. With the, what is this called? Fold with different folds here. You won't be able to tell the design on his neck. All right. Another watch. Let's see. And I think I want to put like a design going up his. Let's see. Oh, that'd be kind of cute. Maybe throw some pouches on it. Throw a pouch right here. Gotta improvise a little bit because I inked that in. Let's see. I'll put some keys on him. That'd be cool. Let's see. We'll do that. And we'll have that go into a pouch too. Let's see, we'll have some keys. Put that underneath the mask here. Weird keys. Let's see, magnifying glass. We'll make that into a magnifying glass. Let's see, we could throw a little magic wand or something like that here. Nah, it's not enough room. We'll just have it be a stem. Give some round coin shape or something like that to this bulge here. All right, and let's see. We'll have this like kind of maybe be socks or something. I don't know. Let's see. Ooh, how about some goggles? Okay, this was a pouch. Where can I put some goggles? Oh, let me do this flower here. I want him to kind of be like a character like, man, I wish we had like a suction cup or something like that. And he'd just like reach into one of his pockets and find one. You know, oh man, we really could use a hypodermic needle. And then he'd come out with this crazy needle or something like that. You know, things like that. That would be kind of cool. Let's see. already. Something for his boots. We'll try to lace them up with something. Okay, some of this stuff is right. We'll get cute. Ooh, a lock. Where can we put a lock? We'll put a lock. About right here. So maybe he's hiding something. I'll have that kind of hiding in between his little pants right here. Let's see. What else can we put on him? Oh yeah, like on the outside here, oh, we won't be able to see it very well. We'll put some pouches around his boots. And on his ankle. Yeah, he's one of those guys that if he gets frisked by the cops, it'll take him a half an hour to get through everything that's in his pockets. Let's see. All right. Not bad, not bad. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Let's see if I can have time to color. Yeah, I got about an hour. Okay. Let me erase some lines here. Okay, this here is brown. There he is. And these are Crayola colored pencils. And the paper that I'm using is Sketch Diary, acid-free, like $3 type of book or something like that I picked up at Walmart. It's very thin, so you can, if you wanted to, you could like trace the picture that was like right beneath it, type of thing. It's really wicked thin, but it looks like it's picking up the Crayola is pretty good. Kind of like that. This side of his face is in shadow. And right now I'm just hitting all the shadowy parts of his face, the darker parts. Alrighty, let me get my other color pencils. Alright, that was brown. This one here is copper. And I'm just going to get a little mid-tone action going on here. Okay, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. And I want to kind of give him a, what's it called? A golden tone to his skin. So it's more like a, almost like an olive color, but not quite. And I'm going over the brown. I'm going over both browns, the copper and the brown. And just kind of bringing them together a little bit. And I'll make it a little bit darker. This is brown again. Yeah, this paper is kind of smooth. It's not as bad as the, with the tooth, as the multi, what is that called? Mixed media paper that I use. So the colors are going on pretty well, with very minimal effort. All right, and then I want to give them the salmon lips. And this is what it looks like so far. Okay, and then I'm gonna get it when it's really tiny like this. Alrighty. Now I'm kind of curious to see if it's coming out like I think it is. It's really dull. And I think that it needs to be brightened just a little bit. Let's see. It could be just my camera. It's not calibrated properly. Because that's definitely not what I'm seeing on mine. Let me see if I can update this a little bit. Sorry about this. Usually I take care of stuff like this beforehand. I just want you to be able to see what I'm seeing. Video capture device. Let's see if it'll let me edit. There we go. That's closer to what I'm seeing. Let's see. Take the brightness down a bit. Oh, too dark. Whoop. Okay. That is a lot more of what I'm seeing. The colors are definitely a lot richer than my camera gives it credit for. All right. Alrighty, and I'm going to go over it with copper, and then again with the, what is this tone? This was the Harvest Gold. Because a lot of his face is, it's got the Harvest Gold tone to it. Let's see, let me zoom in just a smidge. And I'm using copper again. And brown. Alrighty, so yeah, I like using at least 4 colors on skin. I'm even going to use some of the cantaloupe, on, and some of the brown too. Alright, I don't color all the way to the very edge because I kind of like to have that cast shadow or cast lightness playing a role in there. And it gives a little bit more roundness, a little bit more realism to the picture. I also leave some areas for where the light hits it the hardest, and that also helps with the making your face look more round, more curved. I'm going to throw a little bit more shadows into his nose, around the nose area and around the bottom of his eye. But it's so tiny, so I can't really get really in there. Okay, and I'm also going to use a dark brown if I can find it. There it is. For the deeper, darker shadows on his face. And then like on the crest here. Okay, light brown. I need a light brown. His eyes are like a light brown to dark brown here. There it is. I think this is light brown. Yes. Let's see. Just get a little closer here. I'll throw a little bit of light brown in there too to give it more of a transition. Okay. And I'm going to throw a little bit of dark brown in there. Yeah, it's hard to work with something that's smaller than the tip of my pencil here. Okay, now for his hair, I'm going to use the dark brown, and I'm going around the places where it looks like it's going to be darkest, and I'm also doing like little swirls. And what's funny is when I draw like kids, I try to find a picture a little bit younger than the age that I'm doing, because I'll tend to make them. This is brown, no, light brown. This is light brown. We'll use that around the edges here. I tend to make them look older. So like this kid looks almost like maybe he's 8 or 9, maybe 10. So I'm using a kid that looks like he's 6 or 7 or something like that. I don't know. This is brown, right? Yeah, brown. And I'm going to leave some areas kind of white because that's like maybe where light hits some of the curls. Then I'll come back with some brown. Okay, so in keeping with maybe a little bit of the steampunk color scheme, I'm going to use dark brown. I'm going to use like browns and neutral colors. But you know, I don't want to say he's foppish, where he's trying to look, you know, suave and but beyond his means. I'm also going to probably vary some of these browns so that they don't conflict with his skin and stuff. Conflict with his skin. I'm going to try to stay in the neutral zone. And so we have a big belt that wraps around him. I kind of want his pants to be like a blue tone. Let's see. This is blue This is light blue. So I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so all right here, I'm gonna have like be dark, maybe in here dark, and then up on here a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna go over with my light blue. Yeah, we'll color his pouch blue. And then on the bottoms, I'm gonna put wherever there's shadows, wherever I think there's going to be a crease, I'm going to throw that dark blue in there. And I think I'll give this like a little outline here. Okay, that's going to be part of that jacket there. We'll have it be light blue in the front, and then dark blue as we go down. Darker blue around the edges here. And I'm going to go over it with brown very lightly, just to darken it up in some places. And that'll help keep it in that neutral area. Okay, and we'll make his suspenders a little bit blue. Alrighty, and we'll have this piping be gold, kind of to contrast with the skin, I think. Alright. We'll make his shirt like a darker blue. Well, actually, we'll leave it white. We'll make this ascot thingy a darker blue. And then we'll make his coat like a brown, and we'll give it like a yellow lining. That way, if I want to go back and put like designs in it, I can without it being too many problems. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of brown. Yeah, I could see this character being very resourceful. Alright. Let's see. Dark. I'll make it darker, closer to the bottom. Make it look kind of heavy. It's like, oh, I might actually finish a coloring. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, and then we'll come back with my light brown here. Okay, I gotta turn it a little bit. And then use copper like on the edges here. So instead of it like competing with his skin tone, it actually has its own little tone. Let's see. We'll just keep alternating. All right, let's throw some more yellow in this piping. Let's see, any more piping? Not really. We'll make the straps kind of dull brown. We'll make his boots. Where'd they go? There they are. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of blue so I can make my darker brown even darker. Okay, I got a half an hour and then I gotta get going. But I gotta also brush my teeth and grab something to eat, so it may be even sooner. Let me see, almost there. It's like, oh my goodness, Kim is almost finished. Let's do this part down here. Don't know how to act. Alrighty, we'll give him a shadow here. Okay. And I'm just adding some shadows to make him stand out a little bit further. Let's see, I'll finish up some of these little random items here. Let's see, this is like the yellow. I'm just giving it like a shadow here. And that also helps with the roundness. All right. Okay, so I'm winding up here, and I always have these long ass goodbyes. So, just wanted to say, you know, if you feel froggy, like and subscribe. Um, Hopefully, I'll be able to come out with a little bit more. And then, you know, subscribing and liking, I guess, helps my channel. The more subscribers I get, the faster I can get to monetizing my videos and adding to the devilry that is advertisements on this YouTube channel. um, you know, I gotta buy some new teeth, so, and pay for dental. But don't feel like you're obligated to do any of that stuff. I really love drawing, and it's an honor to be able to draw for others, and because I work so hard to teach myself how to draw, to express myself, and you know, my own little crayon therapy as I was growing up. So it's kind of nice to be able to give back, because I learned so much from just watching others, and if I can, you know, lend a paw to someone else who has questions or would like to learn more, I'm more than willing to do that, because it was more than what I had when I was growing up. And yeah, you have a whole plethora of places you could go, but you came here. You fool! Ha ha ha! No. So hopefully I could provide a little bit of something for you. These are Crayolas, and some of the ways that I make them bolder or duller, because these things are notorious for being, you know, bright. They're kitty bright, and but they don't have to be. If you know how to blend your colors together, mix them together a little bit. I've got like a lot of tips and tricks that you could probably learn from my different videos. I think next month I'm going to go back to doing a little bit more coloring on fabric, doing t-shirts, a lot of fan art, because oh my gosh, I have to have All Might and some of the characters from My Hero Academia on my jacket. I have to. It's been eating at me and eating at me, and gosh, I want it. And when you don't have the money to buy that sort of thing, you make it. You know, those who can't buy and make their own, or make their own. So, again, thanks for stopping by. These videos are kind of long, but hopefully you can get a little bit of knowledge out of some of these. These are some weird ass boots. So let me see if I can darken up some of that blue there. So if you're interested in seeing some speed coloring, getting some tips off of t-shirts, you know, on how to make your own, some ideas on how to transfer images to your shirts, And I like hand drawing my stuff onto my shirts, but I have ways of like taking my hand drawings and then transferring them to my shirts and then just evolving from there. So if that's what you're into and would like to get into, I mean, it's like taking your art to another level, taking your colorings to another level, where you get more eyes on your stuff than if it's in a coloring book. You know, you can take your coloring book and you can put it on your shirt. That's kind of how I see it. But anyway, I digress. I was saying goodbye. So again, thank you guys so much for coming.